every passing day, Kenya's foremost anti-drug agency, NACADA authority, is faced with new challenges in the fight against drug and substance abuse. Indulgence in such drugs like heroin, cocaine, bang, and excessive consumption of alcohol all pose a challenge not just to NACADA, but to the entire Kenyan nation. One other drug of abuse which has lately captured the attention of NACADA is miraa or cat. It also goes by other names like veve, gomba, mairungi, mbachu, alele, and halwa. Miraa, a green herb which is taken through chewing, is grown in some areas of the eastern province of Kenya, which include Mbere and Meru. In recent times, the heightened level of the crop's cultivation and consumption has been cause for concern. The quick returns from miraa has seen some farmers uproot other crops in favor of the former. In Mbere, farmers prefer the drought-resistant Muguka variety, which takes 3 years to mature and grows to the height of 4 feet. Muguka is consumed locally and is said to be more potent than miraa. In Meru, acres of the miraa crop are visible in the sprawling slopes of Mount Kenya, which enjoy heavy rainfall almost all the year round. Unlike Muguka, miraa grows to a big tree, hence its shoots are bigger and the skin is peeled off for chewing. At the Kiritini market in Siakago, Embu, in the eastern province of Kenya, scores of young men gather in groups at the crack of dawn. Their common business is the hawking of Muguka. A similar scenario obtains at Maua and other market centers in the larger Meru district, where wary-looking youth gather with their loads of miraa destined for sale to the dealers who in turn ferry the commodity further afield to Nairobi, Kenya's capital city, for more prospective transactions. Miraa growing and selling is a lucrative business. Because of the ready cash, farmers and their go-betweens indulge in excessive consumption of alcohol and other vices. Due to their attachment to the crop, which they perceive to be their lifeline, they also chew freely without any afterthought. The false feeling of excitement, euphoria, and loss of concentration could well mask the hidden dangers that the chewers of miraa expose themselves to in the long term. Keen to get a first-hand account about miraa growing and consumption, Jennifer Kimani, the National Coordinator, NACADA Authority, mingled with the sellers and consumers and sought their views.
It's like these other, substances. Like, you cannot drink beer, you cannot eat it, it will affect you.
You would urge government
to stop people under 18 years to stop selling miraa and let the adults sell the miraa.
Okay.
Because once a kid gets money from the miraa, then that's the end of the door. You won't go back to school.
Yani unapata mtu amepewa shamba na mzazi, anakuza miraa hapo. Akienda kama holiday anaitunza kabisa. Mtoto yani mpaka mwalimu akimkosea, mtoto unapata amebeba pesa mingi, anaambia mwalimu, hizi pesa niko nazo, baka anaweza kukulipa. Na anatoka na anaacha shule.
Although miraa consumption has been known to cause medical complications like high blood pressure, depression, memory loss, poor oral hygiene, low libido, and hallucinations, those who deal in the commodity in one way or other view it as a way of life.
Mimi niko na watoto wawili na kazi yangu ni ya kuuza miraa. Hiyo biashara ndio naendelesha naye kusomesha. Ndio nalea naye. Na alafu mimi mwenyewe nakula miraa.
Nilizaliwa 1942.
na hata wa sasa bado natafuna miraa. Nina meno yote mzuri. Bila watu wanasema inamaliza meno, inafanya nini? Nina watoto karibu 7. Kiume wako 2 na wanakula miraa na mimi siwasui.
In Meru, miraa growing traces its roots many years back. Mzee Mtumnene, 71, a staunch Christian, family man and respected farmer, has a sentimental attachment to his miraa farm with overgrown trees at his home village of Muringene, which he says he inherited from his late father. He contends that miraa alone does not pose any threat to the youth. It is the combination of miraa with other drugs of abuse that seems to compound the problem, and that regulation would come in handy, he asserts.
Abakia kwenda kureo. Batenda baria nontu itana muntu ande kuriwane. Akuru bakuru batari ya nyoni. Miraa tu yarandaka. Akurana. Ya kuramuka. No ka aitaka atuancholo. Ndio kwa mudhoni liwa kaiwa mwari.
On a more positive note, there are emerging voices of reason in miraa growing areas. Dissenting community members aver that in spite of the enormous financial resources generated by the sale of the crop, the corresponding decline in the social and moral fabric may ultimately pose a big challenge in the near future.
Kitu kingine hapa mbaya sana kinaitwa pombe haramu. Mtu akiuza miraa haimsaidii. Anasanganya pombe haramu. Hii drugs wanaletewa kutoka huko, maana mwingine anapeana miraa, anapewa ndawa, zingine za kujidunga, zingine za kumeza. Unakuta sasa wasimu ndio mwingi hapa kwenda wasimu. Ani kwa ajili ya hiyo miraa.
In Maua town and its outskirts, the most noticeable activity is the packaging and selling of miraa. The town's environs constitute the commodity's largest growing zone. At the loading bays, vehicles carrying miraa leave in great haste in order to reach their destination while the produce is still fresh and potent. Their sheer sight and speed is a nightmare to other road users. Quite unwittingly, the rush to replenish the supply of a drug is currently consumed by an estimated 11% of the entire Kenyan population. Perhaps Eastleigh, an expansive thoroughfare which is heavily populated by people of Somali origin, is the biggest miraa destination in Nairobi, Kenya's prime metropolis, with a population of over 5 million people drawn from all over the country. It is from the Eastleigh suburb that miraa is packaged afresh, ready for dispatch to the United Kingdom, Holland, the Middle East, and other international destinations. NACADA has a monumental task in working to control the consumption of miraa, in that it is pitted against a section of the population whose current economic survival is dependent on the growing and sale of the produce. But through advocacy, consultation, legislation, and other means, the authority is determined to have its way.